proper maintenance is really important. I do, like I start my ear gluing at about 6 weeks, 8 weeks at the max. On this guy, I probably would have started at 6 just because he's little, you know, his ears are tiny, right? So putting his ears together at 6 weeks would have been tough. They would have stretched it too far and been a little painful. So yeah, I start at 6 weeks or 8 weeks, depending on the ear. I do it the same way every time. Consistency is key because again, like I said, you're building that muscle, you're teaching that muscle how you want it to be. And if you constantly change outside, inside, I want to do down, I want to do back. I've seen people even do that because they think they have a low ear, so they're going to do it backwards. What you're doing is you're just confusing the ear leather, and it's going to because it's never consistently in the same place that you want it to sit in. I personally also always, because all these products that we use are chemical, I always make sure I wash their ears afterwards properly. Wash them. I use Dawn on ears just because it takes the grease out. And all these products like Remove is what I use to take the glue out. I use some without you as well. Anyway, that's what I use to take the glue out. It is an adhesive remover. It is for human use. It's not going to really, really hurt them, but it's still a chemical. So I like to wash them out afterwards. I don't have the facility to do that here, so I'm going to just glue them, and hopefully next time he gets them glued, they get all washed. But also very important to dry them. That's with a blow dryer at the root of the hair. Even if they freak out, have somebody like standing there, put it on low, blow them dry, really, really, really dry. If you have to leave them out for a couple of hours to make sure they are dry, make sure they're dry, because when you then go and glue them, you're bending it, and you're putting it together, you're going to have pockets that might stay moist, and that's where moisture mold grows. You get infections, you get hot spots, and then again, any inflammation or irritation to the ear will go, right? And that's another reason why I wash them all out too, because another thing that some people do is glue on top of glue. Say your ear popped, and you just take a piece of glue and tack it down again. Build up of glue over time will cause abrasions to the ear leather. And again, then as soon as there's inflammation, the ear will fall. So if you keep doing that and not fully washing it all out every time, then you'll irritate more of the ears. You'll also lose a hell of a lot of your hair, like your hair on the ears. This puppy, he had a lot of glue on his ears, and I used the stuff. I took my time, and he still has a lot of hair on his ears. I don't trim puppy ears while I'm gluing. So that's why once I start showing them at like 6 months, and I do a first trim, then I can only do the tack down this way. If I go together, I'm going to pull out more hair. And by that point, the muscles of the head are set. You're not going to really change the ear set above the eye. You're not going to change it because we do ideally want them right above the eyebrows. That's what so this little guy, I do. Unless he freaks out, then I'll want somebody, but he should be okay. Okay, so I do I check my glue first, I just put it on my skin, make sure it's the liquid I want. I leave that